Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, sit tight because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Dallas Cowboys and the entire NFC East. We've got some seismic rumors swirling around that could shake up the league's landscape in a way we haven't seen in years. It involves one of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL today, T.J. Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the possibility that he could be wearing the star very soon. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but the whispers are getting louder, and the potential implications are massive. This isn't just some idle speculation. It's backed by credible sources like Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini. So let's dive into the details, unpack what this could mean for Dallas, and why it might be the most exciting development of the offseason so far. Now, first off, the Steelers, sitting at a 6-6 record in the AFC North, are facing some serious crossroads. With just a few games left in the season, the team is in a position where they might have to make some tough choices. Pittsburgh has been a competitive team, but their current cap situation and recent performances have them reevaluating their roster. They've got around $15 million in cap space after some restructures, especially with Kenny Pickett's deal, and are looking to rebuild with a focus on younger players, particularly on the offensive line, which has been a glaring weakness. The defense, despite Watt's brilliance, has been leaking yards, allowing an average of 227 passing yards per game, making it clear that they're prioritizing a rebuild rather than chasing a playoff push. Enter T.J. Watt, a 31-year-old edge rusher who's basically been a one-man wrecking crew since he entered the league. His career stats are nothing short of legendary, 96. 5 sacks so far, and in 2025, despite missing some time due to injury, he's been a force to reckon with. The numbers speak volumes: 20 solo tackles, 12 assists, and an incredible 15 sacks in just 12 games. That's good enough for the top of the NFL rankings, and he's still showing why he's considered one of the most disruptive defensive players out there. Watt's impact isn't just in sacks. His pressure rate, QB hits, and overall pass rush win rate are off the charts. In fact, he's outperforming some of the best in the league like Micah Parsons in certain metrics, averaging more sacks per game than Parsons, and comparable to Von Miller's dominant 2024 season with the Bills. But why would the Steelers even consider trading Watt? Well, Pittsburgh is in a bit of a rebuild mode. They're trying to free up cap space, about $25 million, to extend Kenny Fields, their promising quarterback, and they're focusing on shoring up their secondary, which has been struggling, especially on third downs with a 35.4% conversion rate allowed. The team's recent record against the Browns, giving up 249 rushing yards, shows that they're prioritizing a rebuild rather than a playoff push this year. The odds of them making the postseason have dropped from plus 8,000 to plus 150,000, reflecting their low chances, especially considering their total sacks. Only 34 so far this season, which is quite low for a team with Watt's caliber. Now, for the Cowboys, this is where things get really interesting. They're sitting at a 6-5-1 record, just a few games behind the Eagles in the NFC East, with odds of around plus 300 to win the division. Their defense has been decent but not quite elite, allowing around 342 points and generating 28 sacks. Micah Parsons has been a monster with 10.5 sacks, but imagine if they could add someone like Watt to that mix. The projection shows that bringing Watt into Dallas could boost their sack total by around 35%, pushing it from 28 to nearly 38 sacks. That's a massive upgrade for any defense, especially when you consider how that could ripple across the entire unit. The impact wouldn't stop there. Watt's presence would elevate the entire front seven, making life even more difficult for opposing quarterbacks. It's not just about sacks. It's about forcing turnovers, generating pressure on third down, and controlling the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys' run defense could also see significant improvements, reducing opposing rushing yards from 140 per game down to around 105, putting even more pressure on opponents to throw the ball. And with Diggs locking down the WR1s, the secondary would be even more formidable, creating a secondary that's +2. 5 seconds in pocket time, making it almost impossible for quarterbacks to find open targets. And let's not forget the playoff implications. The Super Bowl odds, which currently sit at plus 8,000, could see a massive jump if Watt joins the team. They could leap to around plus 3,000, making them serious contenders for a deep playoff run. The NFC East, which has been a fiercely contested division, would see the Cowboys turning into even bigger favorites, with odds shifting from plus 300 to around minus 200. This kind of addition could be the X factor that pushes Dallas over the top, especially as they gear up for a postseason run. The NFC Championship odds could also see a boost, with the Cowboys potentially rising from plus 1,200 to a more favorable figure, thanks to a dominant front and a relentless defense. Now, why would Watt choose Dallas? Well, the Cowboys are building something special. The team's core, including Parsons and Diggs, is young, talented, and hungry for their first Super Bowl. Micah Parsons, in particular, has become a franchise cornerstone, and pairing him with Watt would create one of the most lethal pass-rushing duos in recent NFL history. Think about the possibilities: Watt and Parsons rushing from opposite edges, forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws, disrupting timing, and creating turnovers. It's like having two wares from the early 2010s, but even more dynamic. This duo would be a nightmare for any offensive line and could redefine what the Cowboys' defense can do. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential move signals a shift towards a dynasty. The Cowboys are already blue-blooded, with a storied history and a passionate fan base that expects nothing less than championships. With stars like Dak Prescott leading the offense and a defense that could soon be one of the league's best, adding Watt would be the final piece to the puzzle. It's about establishing that long-term dominance, forging a defense that's impenetrable, and setting the stage for future Super Bowl runs. The Cowboys have the talent, the coaching, and now, possibly, the game-changing piece that could make their dreams come true. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Steelers are willing to part ways with Watt, and whether Dallas can make the numbers work financially. But given the current rebuild and the desire to maximize their championship window, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The Cowboys are no strangers to big moves in the offseason. Remember when they signed DeMarcus Lawrence or drafted Micah Parsons? They've always been aggressive when it counts. And this time, it could be even bigger. An all-in move to cement their place at the top of the NFC and finally bring that Lombardi trophy home. In the end, the possibilities are tantalizing. Watt's addition would not only elevate the Cowboys' defense, but also send a strong message across the league that Dallas is serious about contending right now. They're building a team that's not just good enough to make the playoffs, but good enough to dominate and bring that Super Bowl trophy back to Jerry World. The NFL is a league of stars, and right now, the stars seem to be aligning for Dallas to make a bold move that could define their franchise for years to come. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Watt would be the perfect addition to our defense? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned and keep the passion alive. The future is bright, and with a move like this, Dallas could be on the brink of something truly special. Let's go Cowboys!